What's up, guys? I'm back with another video. This is Salt here. Hope you guys are having a good day. Sorry about that. Clear my throat. Day's going pretty good. Got to work today, but we'll see. I actually wanted to talk about like the weather. It's been kind of crazy. So I've mentioned this before, but I live in Texas. So if you guys haven't heard, right now, well, not right now, it's actually a lot better, but over the past few days, it's kind of just like froze up a bit. Kind of like it did last year, only like not nearly as bad. Last year was freaking nuts. Like, the ice was so thick that when you looked at the street, all you saw was just like white. Like, the street was frozen completely white. You could hear the ice like cracking, and it's pretty freaking intense. Couldn't like leave the apartment or anything. Like, we were just kind of like stuck. And then when we finally were able to, you go to like the store and stuff, everything was like blown out. I'm talking like beginning of like the pandemic, like levels of blown out. You know, no food, hardly any food, all that kind of stuff. So it was pretty nuts. This year wasn't so bad. There was ice, so we were like, you know, kind of still in the house because of the ice and whatnot, but it started melting after like the first day, and today it looks fairly normal. There's still like some snow on the ground, but man, it looks pretty normal comparatively, and it definitely isn't what it was last year, which that shit was insane. So that's what's been going on in the weather. It's pretty crazy that like being here, like I never really thought about it, which is funny because I've been here like, you know, the majority of my life, and it's pretty funny that we're not really prepared for that kind of weather. And I never really thought about it until like, you know, up to last year, because, you know, growing up there was like, we had time periods where there was a little bit of snow or like some ice, but normally it didn't last long. It would last like maybe a day. Snow would last like a day. It'd probably start melting like that same day. Ice was kind of rare, but like I said, same thing. It didn't really last too long. It's up until like last year, I think it's the first time I've ever seen it to where like there was so much ice, there was so much like snow, there's like everything was out there. It was crazy. And then it happened again this year, but like I said, not as intense. But it's pretty weird considering I was like born in St. Louis, and if any of you've ever been there or lived there or do live there, you know, like there's a shit ton of snow. It snows crazy there. Like, you get snow, ice, the whole 9 yards. It's pretty insane. So like, you know, to someone who lives there, dude, like this ain't like shit. This is nothing. But like, you know, to like Texans, it's crazy. Like unheard of. I remember like being a kid, and I'd have to go to school because, you know, when it snows like that in St. Louis, you still have to go to school. There's no like, oh well, you know, get the day off. Sometimes, yeah, but it was pretty rare. Most of the time you have to go to school. I think some days we might get out a little early. Even then, I'm not too sure about that. But like, so I'd have to walk to school. My mom would walk me to like the bus stop, and it was just like us walking down. Well, the first place we were living in, the bus stop was like kind of on the corner. It was like super easy, just walk a little bit down the street. But then we moved kind of like more into the city, and when we lived like kind of like downtown, we had to walk like a few blocks to the bus stop. So we'd walk down there. Oh, sorry. Had to make sure. Oh goodness. We'd walk down there, and it would just be us trying not to like bust ass like that entire time. Like my mom's trying not to bust her ass, but she's like, she's like got my hand. She's just kind of like walking me down to the bus stop, and I'm trying not to bust my ass. So it's pretty great. One of us would like fall and start laughing. It's pretty funny. But it's crazy to see how other places handle snow. Like if you imagine how like Colorado looks, was like someone from like Colorado or like Canada would literally look at us and be like, "What?" One of my coworkers, I think she had mentioned that about having she had like friends or relatives or something from like Canada like staying over, and like she was talking about how it's pretty insane because she said they were like, "You guys are closing because the schools were closed and everything, dude. Like schools closed, stuff's not running, stuff's closing early," and they were looking at it like, "You guys are closing early for like that." I guess like this is probably like just like entry level, like it's like level 1 snow, but to us it's like insane. So that's pretty crazy to think about how other places handle that kind of stuff. I also find it pretty crazy that like we didn't prepare. Right, like you'd think after like last year how bad it was, because like dude, like people got into so many wrecks. I think I heard like a few people actually like died, which really sucks. But you would like, I don't know, you would think after that like people would they would actually like prepare. I don't know, like, you know, get some snow, get some chains for people's tires. I think I saw one guy who had like chains on his tires yesterday or something, which I was like, dude, where'd you get those? Like it's crazy that I don't even know if we could find those here. I don't even think you can. Like finding like I think chain tires or like ice to put on the ground is like, yeah. It's pretty rare.
Stronghold Charlie is ours. We've captured Bravo.
But it's nuts. Like after last year, like I said, you would really think they would plan that out a little better, all things considered. But it is what it is, right? What can you do? It's also kind of interesting because one thing that like me and my girlfriend are kind of planning on here in the future, through the next like I would say year or two, just depending, is we plan on like moving, which is like a crazy big step because not only are we moving, I mean we've lived together for a while. So it's kind of like, you know, for a couple of like years and whatnot. So it's not even just like simply moving. That's like the problem. It's really that it's moving to like, it's going to be another state. And, you know, I've kind of only done that once in my life. You know, having to move from St. Louis to Texas. But since then, that was like, I don't know, like right before my 10th birthday. So ever since then, it's been kind of like, I don't know, I've been in Texas. So it's going to be really fucking weird to live in another place. Because I look at a lot of other states as being kind of like, because they are, like different environments. Like, it's just like, the experiences are different, the people are different, slang terms are different, you know, whatever. Like, all you know, everything's kind of just fucking different. Roads are different, traffic, all that crap. And it's just gonna be like a lot to get like used to, honestly. It's really gonna take a lot. To kind of like get the hang of everything, right, and get used to it. And temperature being one of those things. because one of the places on our list, which it isn't a guarantee yet, it isn't a guarantee, but one of the places on our list was like Colorado, and just like being like dealing with this like little bit of snow and stuff. I'm like, dude, how do they do it? I mean, they're probably a lot more prepared for that kind of weather than we are, like, to be completely honest, because this is like what, like every year for them or something. But it's kind of crazy just like thinking about that. We're like, oh man, dude, are we gonna be able to deal with that? Because, you know, we like driving you know, cars that aren't really made for it. Like, I drive like an Eclipse, right? That is not really prepared for those kind of conditions. You know, and she's getting a Z. We already have it. We're already putting money down on it and whatnot. And you know, those two cars aren't really equipped for that kind of weather. So we're like, kind of like, oh, dude, there's gonna be like periods of time throughout the year where we're like not gonna be able to like drive our car, I guess, because of that. Which would kind of suck. So we were like, oh, okay, well, if we move there, then we're gonna have to like get a Jeep and like, you know, use that for like the really cold times where we can't, you know, easily get around the cars. You could just take the Jeep. But another place where we were kind of thinking of moving to, which is like Cali. I've heard, I don't know how true this is, but I've heard that their winters don't get like that cold. Like, honestly, I've heard their winters are kind of mild. Like, we're talking like you know, 70 degrees this time of year, whereas like I think right now it's probably like a strong like 50. You know, it's a pretty strong like 50 degrees outside or something. So I mean, once again, it's one of those things where it's like you gotta get used to the weather changes and shit. But I honestly think I'd vibe with that a lot more. I think their summers are hotter though. I've heard their summers are brutal, which is funny because I'm like living in Texas, talking about like brutal summers. Like it gets hot in Texas. Don't get me wrong, it gets pretty fucking hot. But at least where I live, I think across Texas, honestly, it's a little more humid. It's more humid than anything. Like, it's hot, but it's more humid, so you get like sticky. It's kind of like that heat, which is pretty bad, but it's not as bad as other places. But I feel like Cali is like that straight up, kind of that dry, like that stinging heat. You know, you feel it on the back of your neck. Neck starts like heating up. It's like on fire. Shit. It's like that. That's how I feel like Cali is. But it's going to be cool. It's going to be like a different experience. It's going to be something we haven't experienced. We'll get to experience together. It's going to be pretty great. That's going to do it for the video today, guys. I just wanted to, like, you know, make a quick video. Oh, sorry, that was my phone. Make a quick video, you know, chat it up with you guys a little bit, see how everybody's doing, talk about this crazy ass weather, dude, because like I said, this is not common for Texas. Like, I looked outside this morning and there's still fucking snow. Granted, it's in the parts where there's like shade, so there's not a whole lot, but it's like still there, and it's just nuts seeing that in Texas of all places. So like and subscribe if you like this content. If you want to see more of it, there's going to be plenty. My uploading schedule's been a little weird, but we're going to fix that. We're going to be looking at every other day. So say start from Monday. It's going to be Monday, Wednesday, what is that, Friday, and then like Sunday. So we're trying to do like 4 videos a week right now. You know, I got to work hard on this, but working 40 hours a week, squeeze it in where you can. So We're looking at every other day. We're gonna start uploading. There's gonna be videos just coming out. We're gonna be doing content. We're looking at a lot of cool stuff that we're gonna be doing in the future. It's gonna be really fun. It's gonna be really fun. So like, subscribe, all that cool stuff, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.